Hello, everyone. I'm Shemaine Nugent, and I want to welcome you here to this live video. Every Wednesday, I go live right after I film my show called Faith and Freedom, and you can watch that anytime on Real America's Voice. But a new show comes out every week, Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. You could also watch it on Rumble, the whole show, and then I post clips on different social media. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook and X and LinkedIn and YouTube as well. So check it out. I would love for you guys to join me because in a minute, I'm going to tell you who's going to be on the show this week, and it's probably the best show I've ever done. You have to watch this show. Go to realamericasvoice.com just so you know when we're done with this, just so you know where to find it. You are going to want to watch the show. You're not going to want to miss it because I'm going to tell you in a minute when we get people joining. And also make sure when you're joining me, write in the comment section where in the world you are watching from, because I love seeing people from all over the world, and I love seeing your comments and if you've got any questions to ask. One of the things that has come up for me quite recently, and it's the reason I wrote my books. One was Killer House, which is how to recognize, remediate, and recover from toxic mold. And for those of you who don't know my story, I got sick and almost died from toxic mold between the walls of my home that was once featured on MTV Cribs. And it just keeps coming up for me. Other people, I had a friend reach out and say they had a devastating water leak. What should she do? And I don't mean to, even friends, like, I don't mean to pawn you off. Seriously, I put everything I know into my book, Killer House, so that you don't have to go through what we went through. And it's sad to witness the devastation and to walk the grounds where our home used to be, and it's gone. Ted was on Fox News this morning. Steve Ducey came out to the house, and I'm like, this is where our guitar-shaped pool used to be. This is where you're standing right now on our guitar-shaped pool. Right over there, that's where our house used to be. And if I stop to think about it long enough, it's really sad. But how much is your life worth, or your children's lives worth? Because people ask me, I can't afford to move out. You can't afford not to if you're not feeling well. If you go away and you feel better and you come home, now there might be other things, like you're stressed out at home, you work out of your home like I do, that could have a bearing on your stress and anxiety level, your inability to sleep. But I go through all the details about what the symptoms could be. It could be anything, and how to recognize toxic mold, what to do if you have a water leak, and how to feel better. And then I thought, okay, I can't just write the bad news. I have to write the good news too. So that's why I wrote my book called Abundantly Well. It's Bible-based wisdom for weight loss and anti-aging. And I go to the next step, like, okay, everyone I know has had some type of illness, whether it's, even the flu or some other things, but, a lot of different things as well, serious illnesses. And I put everything that I've learned for the past 45 years being in the health and wellness industry. I've seen a lot of things. I've tried a lot of things. I share my favorite exercises with you, my anti-aging products with you. There's a list of everything I use and I do and I eat, and recipes in there. So I'd love for you to check it out as well. And I'm seeing comments coming in. Hello from Northeast Wisconsin. How are you? Hello, Chris. And we've got Christina. Hello. And Judy. Hello there from Northern Michigan. I bet you Northern Michigan is beautiful this time of year, isn't it? Love it. Northern Michigan, that's where I learned how to ski. Traverse City. Okay, I take that back. I learned how to ski on Bridgeview Bridge. We lived right across from Selfridge Air Force Base, and there was a bridge. And some of the neighborhood kids and I, we would take our skis, walk up the side of the bridge, put them on, and shoop, ski down. that, what, 20 seconds? That's how I learned how to ski. Then Pine Knob and Alpine Valley. Yeah, good times, good times. Hey, hey, Chris, how are you? What are some of the symptoms of living with mold unseen? Okay, we're going to go there. I'm going to wait just a minute to answer this question, but I want to welcome everybody that's coming in because I do want to tell you about who's going to be on my show called Faith and Freedom on Real America's Voice. So some of the symptoms of living with toxic mold that you can't see. First of all, you doubt yourself. That's a big one. You second guess, like, oh, I am stressed. I'm doing too much. And, maybe it was that I had the, Coca-Cola or wasn't eating well. And, just I haven't been working out as much. You start to second guess what you're doing. And that was a big one because for me, I went to dozens of different doctors and nobody could help me. And here I was actually once named Detroit's most physical female, teaching a dozen high-intensity group fitness classes, aerobics classes every week. I was eating kale before it was popular, and I was still getting debilitating migraines. So for me, migraines were a big one. Headaches, insomnia, restless leg, rashes, nosebleeds, anger issues. I have some friends who talk about this. We've done a documentary. Rocco and I put together a documentary. If you go to killerhouse.org, killerhouse.org, you can get more information on that. But we are now making a series TV show out of it because it's just so much information. And we have friends who their kids used to sit there and bang their heads against the wall. I mean, every issue, every symptom that you name one. And yes, it can be caused by toxic mold. So, okay. Seeing all the comments. I was raised in, oh, you were, Judy? Yeah, I think you told me that before. That's where I'm from, Mount Clemens. Okay, guys. So I want to talk about my show because Ted's waiting to take me out to early. It's like senior citizen time, lunch or dinner, right? The early hour. There is so much going on in the world and it's not random. I believe that it's strategy and it's prophetic. And this week on my Faith and Freedom show, I'm going to expose exactly how it's playing out in real time. And guess who is joining me? General Michael Flynn is joining me for 2 segments for an urgent 2-part conversation. We talk about everything from a potential nuclear war and what's going on. How does that affect us? To the dangers inside our own borders. We have millions of fighting age men. And, I'm going to be honest, the news isn't great about what he shares. If you want to know, you're going to have to watch my show, Faith and Freedom on Real America's Voice, this Sunday, 10 a.m. You might be able to get it earlier. If you go to realamericasvoice.com, that link down below, or americasvoice.news, goes to the same place. You can look for my show, look up shows, and then look up Faith and Freedom with Shemaine and click on that link. It's usually available on Saturday. So also, General Flynn talks about, how psychological warfare and spiritual warfare are colliding. What's really going on? He's got a new book out, and it could be a lifeline for you and your family and help us navigate this digital battlefield. I also have Tudor Dixon. She joins me to sound the alarm on my home state of Michigan and yours too, Judy. They're sanctuary cities, rising crime, collapsing auto industry and jobs. And there's an incredible Chinese presence here. What does it all mean? We've got radical policies destroying our state. And Tudor shares why strong conservative women and people, women and men, must stand up and speak out now. And finally, guys, now you're going to love this. I can't wait to see. Get ready to make some comments because I'm going to read a few comments and then I got to run. Let me know if you're interested in this because I like to bring you topics that I'm interested in. Of course, I always end with funny pet videos. But do you guys know who Duncan McGregor is of the Kilted Christian podcast on Podbean? Well, we decode some symbolism that, the elites might, the elites are hiding in plain sight. They think that we're too blind to see it. But if you watched, let me know. I want to see your comments. Did you see what Melania did? Did you see the move Melania Trump made at the 250th anniversary of our Army, the parade over the weekend? Did you see that? All right, I'm going to scroll down and look at your comments. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you. Very kind of you. We've got Martin from Oregon. Thank you for being here. Bob. Okay. Did you all see that? I know there's a little delay in commenting. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you play chess? If you play chess, you might have taken up on what exactly happened. So Melania Trump, and I show the video, Melania Trump, President Trump invites her to stand next to him. But what she did was she stood next to him, and then they either talked or said something to each other, and then she stood in front of him. Now, again, for those of you who play chess, you understand that's a chess move. The queen in front of the king, right? I know there was this no kings. President Trump is not a king. And I'll tell you why he's not a king. And he doesn't think he's a king. Because there are those of us who always question, and we speak out about this. Question President Trump. You should be able to question everything. And he even said, President Trump even said, he wished he was a king because then he wouldn't have to work so hard to get things passed. So, okay, I'm looking at the comments yesterday. Yes, Ted was on Fox News this morning. But, guys, I think it's a prophetic move. I think there's a lot more to what she did. And if you've seen her you saw her wear that jacket, it wasn't, I don't know, and I don't care, something like that. But she wears some of her clothing actually makes statements. She's worn funeral attire at certain things. And yeah, there's a big decode there this past weekend. So check that out. Hello, Kevin Scholl. How are you? Thank you so much for being here, Kevin. Kevin, did you see what Melania Trump did? If you're just joining me now, did you see? I think that's a big, bold move. A lot of people have said President Trump is playing, not 3D chess, not even 5D chess, but 10D chess. And that's a thing, which leads us down another rabbit hole. But I want to get your comments. So make sure if you're watching this on the replay, please leave your comment below, because I'm going to go back and the green jacket. Oh, the green jacket. Ooh, I didn't see that. That's another one, Lisa. Okay. I'm going to go back and I'm going to comment. But right now, guys, I got to run. Ted's offering to take me out to late lunch, early dinner. And I got to take him up on that offer. So, okay, let's see. I should be watching from Ontario, Canada. Thank you so much for being here, Debbie. I'm so grateful. Oh, yes. Love Melania. Love her. There's a lot of decodes in everything she does. She's very quiet and reserved, conservative, but she's very, what she says and what she does are very loud, if you know what I mean. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget, watch my show called Faith and Freedom on Real America's Voice. General Flynn. I have General Flynn for 2 segments. General Flynn, Tudor Dixon, and Duncan McGregor, the Kilted Christian. All right, guys, have a great day. Make it a great day. Do something healthy and happy for you today. Check out my books. They're available on Amazon. Abundantly Well, 40-Day Wellness Devotional. Get in shape now, because God is about to fixing to, as we say in Texas, God's fixing to call us, and we got to be healthy, right? So we gotta stay strong and fight this spiritual war. There's a spiritual battle raging, and General Flynn and I talk about that. Check it out. Faith and Freedom on Real America's Voice. Also playing clips here on social media and playing the whole show on Rumble. All right. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.